Hey, it's Aaron. Today I'm with Can-Am and we're checking out the new Apache XC long tracks. These are made to fit pretty much every side-by-side that Can-Am makes. We're high in the Rocky Mountains here to check them out, but we're in the Utah Rocky Mountains, so it's not that kind of high. So in Utah, driving the Defenders with Can-Am's new Apache track system was so much fun. So you're limited in speed. You're low speed only. The best I could get was about 25 or 26 miles an hour out of one of these, and that was with the newer long tracks. So these are the XCLTs. Those were on the blue one if you're looking at the photos and video. The red one had the older, just straight up XCs, and those are still really good, but they don't have as much surface area to float, and they have a slightly larger turning radius by comparison. So other than that though, these were really great add-ons for utility. Normally when you have a machine like this and you live where there's heavy weather, where it snows, in Utah there we were on 5 feet of snowpack, just the regular tires are going to sink in and you're going to get stuck because you're going to do what's called floating. In off-road terms, it's called floating. And what that means is that your chassis is sitting on the snow, so you're no longer getting a grip because your tires can't go down far enough. So you're just sitting on that snow and you're trying to float or skim, and you're probably just going to sit there and your wheels are going to spin. What this does is it keeps you actually floating. So it lifts you up like snowshoes onto the snow so that you don't sink in. You make enough of a hole to drive around in and you just go around and you're good. These come as a kit to fit whatever model year of Can-Am that you have. It fits pretty much all of their side-by-side models. So, and they have some that also fit on a ATV, a four-wheeler. These are going to run you about $5,500 for the kit, and then it's going to take you a 3 hours to install it the first time because you have to put on the bars that go onto the A-arms and things like that in order to hold these in place to stabilize them. And then after that, it's about an hour or less for two people to quickly swap these out with tires, and you can leave the other things on permanently. You don't have to take them off because you swapped the tires. None of that part changes. It's just in there. And basically with the LT tracks, what you're getting is more track. It's longer. You're also getting a different approach angle. It's slightly steeper, so it's slightly this way, so that you're going into the snow like this rather than like this. And that aids in that floating and that going, and then aids in absorbing a lot of the irregularities, small moguls, things like that are in the snow. So it's very comfortable to ride around in. Really, really fun. I had a really good time with these. Despite the speed limit, despite the fact that they won't allow you to go very fast, at 20 or 25 miles an hour floating on the snow like this, it's actually a whole lot of fun. You don't lose grip. You don't slide at all, really at all. Most of the time it's staying gripped and moving. So it does really well with that, but you're still throwing up a ton of snow and powder, and you can just go straight into the untapped wilderness. So fresh powder that hasn't been touched, you can just fly right into it if you want. There are obvious caveats, so if you have any kind of common sense, you'll be fine, but there are things to know, like don't drive straight at the snowdrift and that kind of stuff. But for the most part, these things are great. And what they do is they give this machine a 365-day operating capability, which means that people that really depend on these machines, they can use them year round. So those of us who would mostly use these for sport, this may or may not be something for you. You might instead spend that money and get snowmobiles and have more fun, which we did later in the afternoon. But if you use the utility as a utility, this is a great thing because you're now, like where I live, you're now adding about 4 months of operating time to that vehicle. Time where it would otherwise probably be parked so it wouldn't be stuck. So pretty great, really cool, really had a good time in Utah with these. And yeah. Check them out. They're pretty cool. The Can-Am Apache's track system. So this has been Aaron. Talk to you again soon.